Hello, my people. It's High Priestess CreoleQueen. It's the witching hour, and I'm feeling witchy. And tonight I'm going to discuss lower level entities or lower level demons. Okay, what are low level entities or low level demonic spirits? Okay, low level entities are parasites or negative thought forms, also called strongholds. They are disembodied spiritual entities who exist on a lower vibration than we do. Okay? And low-level entities, they are invisible energy that can influence physical events. Now, although these entities do not have a body, they do have all of the normally accepted marks of a personality. Okay, they have a will, they have emotions, they have an intellect, they have self-awareness, they can all speak, and they sometimes use the vocal cords of the people they occupy or possess. Now, how can we recognize the presence and activity of lower level entities? Okay, so we can recognize the presence and activity of low-level demons by their characteristic traits. Okay, the underworld or the lower realms have always been associated with amoral beings who are unethical and entirely selfish. Now, does this mean that it is wrong to be unethical or entirely selfish? No, because sometimes selfishness is empowering. You know, it can be empowering for one who always finds himself bending over backwards for other people. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. Really, all the time, you put yourself first. You are your first priority, okay? But you don't want to get out of balance with that, okay? You still have to think of other people sometimes, okay? Free thinkers are unethical as well, and that doesn't mean that they are operating at a low vibration just because they are free thinkers, okay? For example, many free thinkers use profanity or vulgarity in their speech. Now, the key is to ask whether the idea is coming from a place of fear or is it coming from a place of empowerment. Okay? Now, how do lower level entities exist? Okay? The only way lower level entities can exist in this plane is to attach to human beings like parasites. They inhabit the weak and the vulnerable, and they feed off of our lower emotions like fear, pain, grief, confusion, anger, rage, control, lust, jealousy, etc. And so they attach to our chakras, okay? Our chakras, our energetic centers. So they influence us to create our lives in problematic ways, you know, problematic ways that will generate these emotions. It will be a constant negative cycle of emotional pain or grief or lust or whatever, okay? The whole key is imbalance when it comes to lower level entities. So when things become imbalanced, compulsive, that could be a good indication that you are dealing with a troublemaker who wants to make problems in your life. So when these beings are attached to our chakras, our energetic centers, they have a greater access to us. They have a greater access to us, and they also influence us. They can influence us, okay? And everybody has to deal with these lower level entities. No one is exempt, okay? So nobody can walk around like they shit don't stink, like, you know, they are not ever weak or vulnerable, okay? So some of y'all just need to stop acting like your shit don't stink. Okay. Now, there is often a common pattern of issues and behaviors that a person will experience when dealing with low-level entities, okay? Now, in the crown chakra, okay, these entities, they can confuse you, mess up your thinking to a point where you seem delusional. You seem like you're going crazy, you know, and it's common for people to think that they are talking to guides or they're talking to God or other beings, and the messages, it really wreaks havoc in their lives because they're hearing messages that's it's illogical. It doesn't make sense, but they believe that it's from God, so they're going to go ahead and act on it. But, you know, that's the dangers. It usually takes, you know, some really powerful entities to attach to the crown chakra. But, you know, when they do, it is usually to keep you removed from yourself, keep you removed from the highest source, you know, because you are God, okay? And you have to be able to think for yourself and be yourself, you know, and honor yourself in every way, okay? Okay, so in the brow chakra, the brow chakra, okay, these entities will impair your psychic abilities. Your psychic abilities is in the brow chakra, okay? It would encourage obsessive thinking, controlling thinking, worry, frightening images. You might start seeing things in a negative light. You might have a poor memory. You might have terrible headaches, migraines. These entities are, you know, they keep you from being able to receive the truth, to be able to help yourself and to be able to help other people. You won't be able to see things clearly. A lot of people who are, you know, strongly influenced by religion, that could be very harmful. That can be something that they would have to deal with. Because when you are stuck in religion, most importantly Christianity, these entities, it will control everything that you think about in terms of faith, okay? Faith in God, everything. I would have to go in deeper. That's a whole can of worms that I'm not trying to open, but it's a lot. Anyway, in the throat chakra, entities will make you feel shy or insecure, make it hard for you to communicate. with other people, make it hard for you to speak publicly, do public speaking. You know, that's all blocking your throat, the energy center in your throat. Okay. Um, and it could be very hard for you to confront people, you know, set boundaries, say no to people, avoid facing problems, conflicts, anything that's unpleasant. You want to run from that. And that is people with entities in their throat chakra. You know, they're being kept from sharing their truth with other people to be able to help other people. Okay? And you have to be able to express yourself. That's healthy. When I get out and I'm speaking my truth, that is me being free. That is me freeing myself. Okay? Because that's healing. When you're expressing yourself, that is healing. Okay? In your heart chakra, entities can attach. You know, entities of grief and pain and heartbreak, heartbrokenness, brokenheartedness. Brokenheartedness can lodge in this area, in the heart. And in the solar plexus, you might feel weak or vulnerable or paranoid or very anxious or depressed, overwhelmed. You feel powerless. You feel intimidated. You feel like you're always going from one extreme to the next. That could be because you don't feel grounded and stable in that area, in your solar plexus. And in the sacral chakra, entities, they have, if you find that you hold a lot of grudges and hatreds and jealousies and a lot of heavy emotions, unforgiveness, things like that, that is all within the sacral chakra. Okay? Sometimes these certain people will feel entitled and show very little gratitude and appreciation towards other people, and that blocks blessings to themselves. And also experiencing sudden sexual urges that would sometimes get yourself into some trouble. Or you might even be experiencing some type of sexual dysfunction. Okay? So those problems, when you have problems in these areas, it's a good indication that you're dealing with a lower level demon. Okay? And also in the root chakra, entities aren't very common there, but when they are, people have panic attacks, they have terror, nightmares, they feel as if their life is threatened for no reason. They're just really paranoid people. They may be afraid to drive, they're afraid to swim, they're afraid to have relationships with other people, they have phobias. These people basically just live in fear. They just scared of everything. Okay? So that's a little bit about lower level demons. I'm going to get more into it. There's a lot to cover, but this is going to be the first video. So I hope you enjoyed the information. Please like and subscribe. You have a good one. Peace and dark blessings.